What's up, guys? All right, we are live on YouTube. We got 6 people watching already. 4 thumbs up. I guess you guys are giving the big thumbs up because of my awesome glasses that I'm wearing right now. I love these things. Oh, who got on here? Seth's Adventures. What's going on, man? How y'all doing today? Milk Can Shine. Good to see you. Woodrow Smith. What's going on? How is everybody doing today? Monday, 4/22/19. I tell you, today was definitely a Monday at work. If it could go wrong, it went wrong. Cody Terminator, yeah. I'll be back. I love these glasses. Found them, they're called Pit Vipers. Actually, my Macho Man wear these when I'm mowing and weed eating. Like Macho Man, Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. Rocking the Pit Vipers, he says. Woodrow says it's been a Monday for sure there. Billy Smith, what's going on? Jacob Smith, we got Smiths in the house. Are y'all related to one another? $13 watching, $16 watching. How's everybody been? Did y'all have a wonderful Easter this past weekend? Everybody spent a lot of time with friends and family. Have a good church. Have a good time. Take care of the kiddos. Send them out there checking Easter eggs. Jacob West, what's going on, man? Josh Taylor, oh, we're piling up there now. Getting up there in the high 20s. Jamie, what's going on, man? Woodrow, what's up? Woodrow says that's my baby boys. So we got the whole Smith family in here watching. William from Texas checking in. Says you've been messing with the dogs. Man, I have not been coon hunting in weeks. I have been so cramming busy with my other business I've got going on. It's been crazy. I got to get in the woods. I was going to go this past weekend, and it rained all weekend long. So I just went out of town. I had to go take care of some things out of town with a camper that I own. Had to go bring it back from the lake and bring it back so I can get ready to sell that. Tipper Hill, there you are. How you doing? Chase, yeah, I got your text, buddy. Sorry, I didn't message back. Anybody on here looking for a, let's see, text you, bud. If you could ask about a dog, I'd appreciate it. Got to get back to work. I'll be listening. All right, so if anybody's looking for a good older training, good old hound to just train dogs with, train some pups and stuff with, Chase on here. He's got one for sale. So if you guys are interested, you can email me, nitelifekennel@outlook.com, and I will forward Chase's phone number out. I don't want to give it out right here to everybody. But if anybody's looking for a good pup trainer, Chase says he's got one. Is that right? Are you selling one, Chase? Or maybe he's looking for one. I can't remember. David Nichols, what's going on, buddy? My cousin. Billy Smith says where at? I'll have to ask him, buddy. He wanted to get on here and just kind of remind me of that, but he'll be back on here a little bit later on. So if anybody's interested about that, nitelifekennel@outlook.com, I will get you in touch with Chase. Big Country, there he is. What's going on, man? Katie Helms says she got her mystery box order that we sent out and she loves it. I'm glad you loved it. We sent out a pile of those things. I thought they were pretty good this time. I guess everybody's got them, so the secret is out. I can go ahead and tell what it is. If you weren't privileged enough to jump in on that mystery box order we had this past time, we give away a Nightlife. Well, we didn't give away. What it was, I think you paid, if I'm correct, you paid $55, and there was almost $70 worth of stuff in the mystery box. You didn't know what it was. You didn't know when it was coming, but we mailed them out a week or so ago, and you got a Nightlife hat, a Nightlife decal. You got some of those do not remove GPS collar dog tags. I think there's 2 of those in there. And we also give away we put in there a Dan's competition vest for everybody that ordered the mystery order. So a lot of cool stuff went out in those, and I'm hoping everybody who got one was tickled to death with them. Seth, I don't know, buddy. Email me and I can get you in touch with him. Logan Ofaridi, man, I'm going to butcher your last name, so I apologize. I'm going to call you Logan. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you on here. Seth's Ventures, 68 years old. Coon Nation, do you still run beagles? My dad does all the beagle running, and here lately he's been down. He's had some back issues, so he hasn't got to run his beagles. He only run them a couple times this year, but they're still here. We're gonna run them. I'll probably get out there and try to run his beagles for him just to keep them in shape and keep them going. He's still got a couple pups he needs to get going on, and it's gonna be a while before he can run. But yeah, I like to get out there and at least get them in the brush and train them up a little bit. It's not the best time of year for it with snakes and all coming out, but we're gonna get out there and try it, and I'll film it. David, I don't know what he's wanting for the pup trainer, man. Just email me and I'll get you his number. Orion, what's going on, buddy? So Billy Smith says, I went hunting last night and got one up a tree and one down. That's doing pretty good, man. Curtis Shelton, there's the man on here. So, anybody got any questions y'all want to talk about? I've got all my gear laid out here. If y'all want to talk about any of the gear we use, if you got any training questions you want to talk about, anything you want to talk about, just start rolling the questions out there and we will get started with them. Loading the dogs up here shortly, Duramax says. Katie says, anybody worried about snakes, heat striking? Since some still have skin over their eyes, what do you do for a bite on your dog? I do worry about snake bites. What we do is we carry Benadryl on all of in our dog boxes and stuff, and I'll just shove a bunch of Benadryl down their throat, and then if it looks like it's a rattlesnake or something like that, I give them to the vet. Generally, if it's copperhead, you just put some Benadryl down their throat, and then you're doing fine. Maybe some pain medicine, not ibuprofen. I can't remember what they call it. Never give your dogs ibuprofen. It will kill your dogs. But yeah, that's pretty much what we do. And then I've got snake guards that I wear on my feet. They're just from like the shin down to the top of my boot. And that's actually something we're going to be selling here on our website here very, very soon. Billy Smith, what kind of gear? Man, I got it all here. I got my tracking systems. I believe I do. Got my tracking systems here. I got my light. I got my gun. Whatever y'all want to talk about. Katie, I use the child's Benadryl, the smaller one. Chris Anders says, good to see everyone tonight. Heading out soon. We need to go. Neck went 2 nights ago. Tree 2. That's awesome, man. I've actually got some new property I got to go look at. Hopefully, it's going to pan out to be some coon hunting grounds for me here in the near future. So, it's a little bit ways down the road, but I think it's going to be a promising ground. Grant Brown, how you doing, buddy? He's getting ready to load the dogs. Looks like everybody's going coon hunting tonight. That's good. Get them in the woods. Timber Hill says, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up button. Like this video. It would sure enough help me out a lot. Big Country says, we had the North Carolina State Hunt this past weekend. We had a meeting Saturday at lunch, and we'll just say that the days we're in, us houndsmen really need to stick together. Seems like everyone is against us. Yeah, that's something I've been kind of following pretty close. On Facebook, there's actually a group called Army of Orange, and I think they're primarily based around the deer dog in the community, but they protect all houndsmen of all kinds, whether it be bear, fox runners, coyote runners, coon runners, whatever it is. If you're using hounds to chase game, they're there to back you. And they kind of keep a really good pulse, their hand on the pulse of the way things are. Some of the new legislation and stuff is coming out in North Carolina. But they also post up a lot of stuff that's coming out in other states too. And, I don't dog deer, never have. I don't think there's really anything wrong with it in that part of the country because I understand with the swamps and stuff, you kind of need that to get the deer going. We don't need that here. But I'm not against it. But, even if it's a hound pursuing activity that you are not a part of, or maybe even you think, don't need that, you still should support it because, one day they're going to go for the deer dogging guys, then they're going to go for the coyote dogging guys, then they're going to go for the bear hunting guys, and then the coon hunting guys, and then the rabbit hunting guys. And before you know it, there's not going to be a hound hunting left. So anything you can do to follow what's going on in the hound hunting community as far as legislation that's being put out statewide, different states against houndsmen, you need to follow it. You need to show up and support. Go to county commissioner meetings. Go to whatever you need to do, write your congressman, whatever it may be. I know I'm not real jump in there and get political, and I'm not going to go rally up for stuff. But when it comes to stuff like this, we got to stay on top of it, or they're going to take our rights one day. So. Cody Hartsfield says, picking up 2 pups this weekend. Walker and a Red-Bone Cross, 2-week-old females. What would you recommend doing for young dogs if you don't have an older dog to run with them? Man, just got to make sure you got plenty of property. Got to make sure you got some good coon sign on there, plenty of coon, and get them in the woods as often as you possibly can. Being that you're picking up 2, I would probably take them solely by themselves. If you take 2 pups together, a lot of times they're going to spend their time playing and versus playing instead of hunting. But you can tone them by themselves together a little bit. But I would prefer taking them by themselves. You take one out, come in the woods, give them an hour or so, come back, grab the other one, and do the same thing. If you need to, you can put up a feeder to draw some coons in close. If the coons don't seem like they're around your area where you're hunting, I wouldn't hunt the pups on the feeder though, because that can make your dogs dependent on the feeder, and we don't want that. But having a feeder on your property is no different than having a corn field on your property, or vice versa, or whatever. So just keep them in the woods hardcore. And if you can ever find a mentor out there that may have an older dog that can let you go tag along with him every now and then, definitely go with him and take those pups with you. That's about all you can do. If it's in the dog, if most real coon dogs just naturally have it in them, if you put them in the woods and give them the opportunity to develop those skills, they will develop. Seth says, we got so many snakes down here. I've seen 10 today. Dang. Seth, I forget, where are you? Wherever you are, you need to do something about them. Robert Rowland is getting ready to load his up and go hunting. Orion says, is it good to have more than one coon dog? Man, you can't have enough. They're like potato chips. You can't just have one, man. Nah, you can have whatever you want, buddy. That's the best thing about coon hunting. There's a million opinions on the best way to do it. But the only right way to do it is the way you want to do it. If you want to hunt one dog all the time, if you want to turn 20 loose one time and chase 20 dogs, that's your prerogative. You do what you want, man. Whatever you find to be fun and you enjoy, go for it, man. But I've had many times I've been down to one coon dog. It was no problem. Hunted hide by itself a lot there for a while. And got the pups and stuff I'm hunting now. And I've had 2 or 3 experienced dogs at one time, So do what you want to do, man. Don't hurt to have more than one, but you don't really need more than one, if that helps. William says, thanks for all the information on the Big Dog Genesis bump hat. Got it before Easter. It's awesome. Couldn't wait for it to get dark. Matt is a great guy. Yeah, Matt Williams with the Big Dog Light Company. He's an A-class #1 guy. He is A1. He's a good guy. Runs his business really well. I know he had a lot of issues not long ago because he hurt his hand. He got behind on orders and stuff. But Matt builds a great product, and he stands behind it, and he cares about the people who use his product. He's not just cranking stuff out there to make money. Trust me, I've got to know Matt really well. Went up there and seen his operation, see how he does things, and getting to know him personally. It's not about the money. It's about a good product and making sure he's got a good reputation. So, Billy Smith, man, true one for me, bud. Ray Boy, there you are. How you doing? Timber Hills says, thinking about going out tonight, work with the 2 females, Chisel and Bella. I like that name, Chisel. Curtis Shelton, he is going out with Deer Creek Cartel at 9:30. Curtis, man, go out and film that. We need another video from you, buddy. I enjoy that. Billy Smith, Ray Boys Outdoors. Are you in East Tennessee? Yep, they are. Chris Anders says, do you know anything about the Bright Eyes Hot Shot Light? Just got one, love it. Just wanted to know something about the stats. I don't know the stats, man. I have got my hands on one and played with it a little bit. It seems like a really good light, especially for the budget. I mean, it's a cheaper light to buy, but it seems to really be really good quality. And it doesn't have as many options as everything else does, I know for sure. But it's got everything you need, and that's all that really matters. So the stats wise, man, I don't know. I looked online because we actually sell them, and I was going to put online, what the stats are, burn time, stuff like that, and I couldn't find it. So you may have to actually call Bright Eyes and ask them, and I'm sure they could tell you what it is. Seth Venture says, do y'all have a limit of coon killed in one night? Yeah, I live in the state of North Carolina, and when season is in, we can only kill 3 coons per party. So it don't matter if it's just me hunting by myself or 20 dudes in the woods, we can only kill 3 that night and be caught in possession of 3. So if you hunt one night, throw them in your truck and go hunting the next night and kill another 3 and you got 6, you are in big trouble. Michael Richardson says, hey, if you got time, can you show how to measure the distance on Tech 2? Yeah, let me see if my Tech's even got charge here, guys. I'm not sure if I got a charge on it, buddy. We'll see. Hey, Nick, do you ever set the nightlife booth up at local events near you? And if so, what is your requirements? I've set up at some of the bigger stuff. I did Walker Days and Southeastern Tree and Walker Days in Union. Also did Orangeburg, so the big Grand American Hunt. I set up down there. Small local events around me, I've not set up any. I wouldn't mind doing that. If you know something coming up close to Western North Carolina and they need a vendor, as long as I get fair enough notice. It's kind of hard for me to just take off and go do one on spur of the moment notice. I need at least like a month in advance. That's my main requirement. I gotta have some notice so I can plan it, make sure I got the time off, because this time of year especially I work a lot of weekends. So what's your opinion on the Garmin Astro 220 with a DC40? Well, in my opinion, when it comes to the Garmin, the best tracking one they ever had was the 220. I really like those. Always got really good luck out of those. I just went to the 320 because the map and stuff was better and progressed on from there when I used to run them. But yeah, they're good. I like them. The only drawback I have to them now is getting hard to get parts for, which I actually repair them. I've got, I don't know if you can see over. I've got two 220s right here that I personally repaired. One of them I put a brand new screen on. I think that was this one. And this one right here, the battery connector in the back tore up on it. Yeah, one of the battery connectors that touches the battery right there, it was broke. And I actually had to order parts from Russia. It took me like a month to get the parts. And while I was at it, I went ahead and ordered an extra one. And there it is right there. That's the little metal piece that hits on the battery, makes a connection. Two of these were like 30 some odd dollars from Russia. It took me a month to get them. These right here are already sold. I'm just waiting on the guy though. He's trading in some stuff for them. But we actually repair 220s to an extent. Let's see here. Alex says, my pup treed her second coon. Still no barking. Oh well. 8 months old. Just happy to see she's staying at the tree. Yeah, Alex, be honest with you, 8 months old, she's doing good. She may pick that up. When kill season gets here is when you can really correct that problem, because knocking meat out to a dog will really turn them on. And then also, if it doesn't happen to quite turn her on, if you need to, you can tie her back from the tree with another dog that's treated, shoot that coon out to the dog that is treeing, and she'll see that the dog that was treeing got the reward at the end, and that will teach her a lot of times to start treeing too. So kind of, I know it's hard to deal with her this time of year being that season's out, but once season gets in, you'll be able to correct that problem pretty good. And I don't know if depending on where you live, but fall of the year, she's going to be a year to 14 months old. She'll be coming along pretty good. She may even have it fixed by then, but Chris Anders, right for 200. It's nice. Thanks. That's what I will do. Yep. Seth's Adventures. Yeah, in trapping season, there is no limit, and out of trapping season, 2 per person a night. The good thing is it's season all year around. Seth, I forgot where you said you live, man. Oh, Louisiana. That's it. Yeah, you Louisiana guys got it made from what I hear. And plenty of coon, too. David Argo, what's going on, buddy? It's a Big Country says, my daughter's watching with me. She loves y'all. Can you give her a shout out? Her name is Leah. Leah, how you doing? Good to see you. I appreciate you joining on here with your dad and watching us on here. I appreciate all your support. And Miss Kate is not here with me tonight, but I know she would love to say hey too. So I'll say hey for Miss Kate for you. But thank you for watching, Leah. Sean Turby Phil says, okay, I'm in Avery County, and we are having what we call Heritage Days. Be having bear bang contest and coon treeing contest. It'll be May 18th, which is on a Saturday. Let me check my schedule, Sean, because I'm actually planning on going to Virginia for a hunt sometime in mid-May. I got to see what that date is. I will check that, and I'll tell you what, Sean, if you will, text me. My number is 828, of course, 674 5310, 674-5310. Text me and I will text you back and let you know if I can make that. David Argo says, have you had multiple males fight at home, but not on a tree, and any advice to fix it? I've never, anytime I've ever had a males fight at home, they fall at the tree too. But generally, I get in with a good shocking system or a switch. I can pretty much correct any kind of. And that's basically what I do. I get in there and let them know I'm alpha male, and if they're gonna mess around, they're gonna get the wrath of me. That's the way I fix that. Big Country, you're welcome. You're welcome, Leah. Keely Carpenter, what's going on, man? How y'all doing? We got 54 watching, 26 thumbs up so far. If you will, you're watching this, reach up there and hit that thumbs up button. Another thing I want to talk about too, guys, if you mind, if you have anybody out there in your friends or your family, your circle of close-knit people that coon hunt or do any kind of hound hunt, bear hunt or whatever, if you will, please go tell them about us and our YouTube channel and ask them to subscribe. As you guys know, it's free, don't cost nothing, and the more subscribers we get, the better. I've got some interesting content hopefully going to be coming out here pretty soon. Also, we have, hang on, Sean, I'll give you that number. Another thing we're trying to do is these quick tips. We get a lot of frequently asked questions that people ask me kind of over and over, and I noticed a pattern to them. So I wanted to start answering those to where anybody's got that question, they just kind of roll down through our YouTube channel and find the answers they need. So, yeah, if you know anybody that's in the hound hunting world at all, even if they beagle hunt or whatever, send them over to our YouTube channel and tell them to subscribe. We would really appreciate it. Sean, yeah, the phone number is 674-5310. That's my cell. Text me, buddy. 674-5310. Casey Thomas says, this might be random, but tomorrow's my birthday. It's not random, man. Birthday's there for a reason. God wanted you to be here. So happy early birthday, buddy. Let's see here. Sean, you got the number? Good. Good. Make sure I haven't missed any questions. I'm going to roll back here just a little bit. Says he's seeing cottonmouths. Man, that's terrible. Everybody wish Casey Thomas a happy birthday. I see Woodrow Smith as here. Nose the Ground, what's going on, man? Good to see you on here. Nose the Ground, I went to watch your Blast from the Past the other day. Got partially way into it, and something happened, interrupted me. I need to go back and watch it. I always love listening to your granddad talk about the old days. Carl Winsky says, man, we're getting a bunch of happy birthdays going for Casey. Carl Winsky says, I know you're not a fan of trailing scent, but if you had to choose, what would you recommend? If you're talking about bottle scent, the only thing, the most common is it Keith Richardson's or something like that? I guess that's probably the most common. Well, I'll be honest with you, if I was going to buy anything scent-wise, even if it was for trapping or whatever, I think if you go on the F&T, Fur Harvesters Trading Post.com, something like that, it's F&T. I know that. They're from up north somewhere. They specialize in trapping stuff, and I bet you they got some probably the best scents you can get, I would imagine. So if you're going to buy something, check into that. But honestly, man, a carcass, that's the best scent. If you're going to do a drag, get a carcass. I know this sounds, kind of nasty, but, man, if you're going down the road and you roll over a coon, stop, get him, throw him out in the truck, go home, quarter that thing up into 4 big chunks, all the arms, put them in a trash bag, throw them in the freezer, pull one of them arms out, and go do you some drags with it for a day or so. Once you notice it's kind of losing its turn a little bit, chunk it, go grab you another one. That's the best thing to do. But other than that, if you're going with a bottle, I'd say F&T probably is going to have what you need. Nose the Ground is a long time no see, man. We need to get up toward this weekend and go get in the woods. I know you got your kids back, which is awesome. And but if you got time, you want to get away, let me know. Bryce Matthews says that Deer Creek cartel hunting, that cursed sheltoness hunting is rough. LOL. So many hills. So many hills. Where? Are they in Illinois or Indiana? I can't remember. I know there's hills up there. Native Seafood. Been a good day at work. Had some nice cold ones. Love some good hound dogs. Got Nightlife on YouTube. Let's cut them loose. I tell you, that's something I've always wanted to do, was a live hunt on YouTube. But everywhere I hunt has no cell service. It's really kind of aggravating because I've wanted to do that many times. Nose the ground says tailgate an old semi. He calls Hyde semi for you guys not knowing what he means there. Say he sounds like a semi trailer rolling down the interstate when he's in there locating. Tell Kate and old semi, hey for me, just stop by, tell my buddy, hey, got to get back into the kids, and I definitely will. Be nice to see the timber and old semi. Sounds good, buddy. I'll holler at you later on in the week. If you guys haven't already, Nose the Ground Outdoors right here, they got a YouTube channel. He's a local guy. He actually lives about 10, 15 minutes down the road from me. He's hunting red ticks, and he's got an interesting way that he likes to hunt. So if you're looking for something a little bit different and some good hunting, and he's got his grandpa in there telling old coon hunting stories and stuff, go to Nose the Ground Outdoors, check them out, and get them to subscribe as well. I know he would really enjoy it. Big Country says, you might could do like a coon squalling competition. Get people sending in a video somehow. Might get more people watching than you could do a giveaway to the winner. Just a thought. Sounds good, buddy. I like that idea. Cody Hartsfield says, any particular style of waterproof boots, muck, yoder, or Dan's? Man, I don't know. I don't really use any waders or anything. I don't hunt the swamps enough to really need them. When I do, I've got an old pair of Dan's work boots that I coon hunt in, and when they get wet, I can just shuck them off, let them dry. I got a fresh pair of Dan's, or not Dan's, excuse me, Irish setters, and I wear them to work. I got two pair, an old pair and a new pair. I've tried the muck boots. I've got a really wide foot, so it's really hard to find anything that fits me comfortably. Muck didn't really fit very good. I used to have a pair of rubber Irish setters that I deer hunted in years ago, and they fit really good. But I don't know whether you can get them attached to waders or not. But I would say, if you can go with something like Irish setter, those are some really good boots. That's just me personally. But everybody loves mucks too. And then Dry Shod is a new boot company out right now. I think the guy that started and ran Mucks boots for a while. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied here. The guy that started the Mucks boot company, after he sold out, he went and started a new boot company called Dry Shot, and a lot of people are praising those and talking real highly of them. Not put my feet in one, so I really don't know how good they are. Welcome, Nose to the Ground. Preston says, have you ever used the Garmin Alpha 100? If so, what do you think about it? Yeah, I actually run that for a couple 3 years. Back before I got into the whole sport dog deal. I liked them. I mean, they's all right. I never really had any issue with any Garmin handheld. I always had tons of issues with collars. I felt like every 6 months I was having to ship a collar in to get it fixed, and that was really aggravating. I don't know. I hunted a little bit harder then than I do right now, but I still should have held up for better than what they were. But there's not a bad system. The biggest issue we had locally around here is we got a ton of bear hunters. I mean, a ton of them. There's probably 30 bear hunters to every coon hunter around here. And they're all running Garmin's. And it got to where there were so many frequencies tied up. Because if you don't know, these are still technically telemetry collars to an extent. And they send out a frequency. And there were so many callers in the area and so many frequencies being used that we were getting a lot of interference from other callers that wasn't even part of our hunting group. So, become a real issue. Brad Wiley says, what would you do with a dog that will chase a coon out of a cage, fight it, and get up on the tree and whine at it but won't bark? Don't have a broke dog. Be honest with you, I think a lot of your issue with that is that dog is dealing with that coon by sight. A lot of times if a dog will fight a coon but it won't tree a coon, they've seen too many coon. They laid their eyes on too many coons. A coon dog should never need to see the coon to run it and tree it. About every pup we ever start never sees a coon until they roll out. I roll one out of the tree. That's just the way it goes. They don't need to see one. If they have it naturally in them, which they should if they're a coon hound, they just need the opportunity to get in the woods and put their nose to the ground and get to work. So I think that's probably what's happened. You probably showed that dog too many cage coons, or somebody else has. You need to cut out the cage coons. Don't show them no more. Take it in the woods and make it go look for one. And eventually it'll come on. And once it's like, okay, I got this in a tree, I want it knocked out to me, it'll start barking the tree and letting you know. Um, and it's kind of 50-50. It may never be able to be fixed. So just be honest with you. Hate to be that way and be honest, but it may not be fixed. I've seen a lot of dogs that were taught by sight so much that they never would use their nose again. So hope that answered that question for you, buddy. Brad Coon, dang autocorrect. Snakes. Let's see. William Hubner says snakes are out and about here in Texas. A friend of mine, his son got bit by a copperhead. Any snake chat that you would recommend? Yeah, snake guards, I believe is what it is. Is what I wear. That's the one thing I don't have here right now. Actually, they're out there in the dog box. Snake guards is what I wear. They wrap around your leg. They got 3 or 4 different layers of some kind of like plastic or something hard inside, and they got straps to go around. They snap, kind of comes down, covers over your top of your boot. Those are really good. Snake guards, I think is what they're called. And we're actually going to be selling them on our website here in the next day or two. You'll be able to look them up on nitelifekennel.com and get you a pair. Just waiting for them to come in. Jesse Monroe, I bought a pair of dry shod. They're heavier than mucks for sure, just my opinion. Yeah, see, heavier would not do well with me just because we do a lot of uphill walking. I just don't need that at the weight. But I heard they last. I don't know. Okay, so you say, Brad, your dog's only 8 months old. Just quit showing him Coon, man. Just get in there and put him in there and make him work his nose. And he might be able to come out of that. 8 months old, you can probably correct that. Just don't show him no more Coon. Yeah, Big Country's got a good opinion there. His age got a lot to do with it. Wouldn't show him anymore. Just put him with an old dog, let him work. Katie says, what's your dog tracking preference? A tight mouth, medium, loose mouth, on track? I absolutely despise a loose mouth dog. I don't want, if that dog opens his mouth, he better be on something fairly hot. I guess I'm pretty tight mouth. I like a pretty tight mouth dog. A little bit of medium's fine. It's like Hyde. He's not going to start opening up till the last 100 yards or so of the track. I look on my tech and see him working, and I know what he's doing. But a lot of times I'm going to hear just 2 or 3 good, opens up on him, then he's going to locate up and go to treeing. And that's what I like. I tree a lot of coons real quick that way because it's almost like a tight mouth dog can get in there and sneak up on a coon. If they're real loose mouth and they're opening up hundreds and hundreds of yards away, they've let every coon in the country know they're in the woods and they're out looking for them, and them coons take off. So I prefer more tight mouth dog, just my personal preference. I've even hunted with a couple silent mouth dogs, and if you're out there looking to pleasure or have meat, or if you're up north looking for fur, tight mouth or silent dog, tree dog, just silent track dog, tree dog will work good. But I definitely want some track to it, so just tight mouth, probably my preference. Born 100 years too late says, you ever treat any bobcats? Yeah, I've actually got an interesting story about treating bobcats. Who wants to hear it? I tell you what, call me if you want to hear it or not, and I'll tell you the story of my bobcats. Very interesting story. Cody, bring them pups home this weekend. How long should I wait to put a bark collar on them? Was a sport dog trainer collar I've heard you talk about before. Cody, I would say you need to wait till they're at least 20 plus pounds to put the bark collar on them. And if you'll hang on, I will show you which collar it is. Okay, guys, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so this right here is a Sport Dog SBC-R. It's a rechargeable unit. It's either $90 or $100, depending on $90 to $100, depending on where you buy it. It's got an on and off button right here. You hold it down, comes on. It says Sport Dog SBC-R. You see this right here is your battery status. This right here tells you what mode you have it in. The little man says it's the mode I got it on. So I can mash this top button again, change modes, or I can scroll through the settings how high I want it. If I turn this right here and change that to the stair step. Basically what that is, that's progressive mode. It will start at 1 when the dog starts barking. It will progress up until the dog shuts up, and then it'll reset to 1 for the next time. Or I can go to dog learning mode, and what this does is it will start out 1, the dog will bark, it will continually progress the levels of stimulation until the dog shuts up, and then the next time the dog barks, it will start at where it stopped at. So if it stops at 5, it's going to start at 5 the next time. These are really good rechargeable units. A lot of times, like Hyde, if I just put this on his neck, don't even turn it on, he'll shut up. But even running, I can get a couple weeks out of a charge. Like I said, these are between $90 and $100. If you buy the non-rechargeable battery unit ones, you can pay about $70 for those, and batteries are $8 a piece. So by the time you buy a few rounds of batteries, you could have already had this. By the time you buy 3 or 4 rounds of batteries, you're actually losing money over buying this one right here. So then you hold the button down, and it goes off. Let's see. Just a little young buddy. That's all. Put him in the woods. Yep. Back. Mom gave me a breather. Nose to ground's back. Let's see here. Y'all want to hear the story? Let's see. Orion says we're the best hound breeds for coon hunting. Man, Walker dogs, of course. That's all we all run. Now, man, they're all good. They really are. Go with what you like the looks of. Wherever you like the looks of, man, that's what you should run. Nose Ground says he's going to be uploading tonight or tomorrow night, showing a little bit of the beach trip we went on most of the kids at Ripley's. How hard should I hunt my pup till kill season? I don't want her to get discouraged before I can roll one out. It shouldn't hurt her, man. It really shouldn't. I've had dogs that were a year and a half old coming on. I hunt them hard all summer long, not knocking no meat out to them, and then wintertime you start rolling and they were fine. So, all right, so everybody's asking. They want to hear the Bobcat story. So, here it is. Let's see. I'm missing something here. I missed somebody said something here. Okay, so my Bobcat story is many years ago when I first got back into coon hunting after high school. I was graduated, and my neighbor, who's actually my neighbor right now, he owns bear dogs. He's my cousin. He had a Walker dog that I can't remember what the original name was. I named him Bo just because I like the name of it. Big, huge, red-headed, went back to wipeout spec, had a big red head on him, weighed 110 pounds. I mean, my type of Walker. That's the look I like. To me, Hyde is an ugly dog. But anyway, beautiful dog. Took this dog out. He said he tried to start, he's a year old when I got him. He said he took him out on a bear, didn't want nothing to do with bear. Every time he took him on a bear, he treated coon. I said, that's my type of dog. So we want for him. He said $100. Here you go. So I gave him the $100. Down the road, I went happy as can be. Went coon hunting with him, treated a few coons, had a good time. Well, one night, we went to this one place that we called the Hog Lot. Cut them in there. They went about 300 or 400 yards. Old Bo, he was cool. He would locate up, check tree, locate up, check tree, and roll over chop, and it was there every single time he did that. Sure enough, old Bo, load up, chop, chop, chop. There he was. I said, let's go, boys. We got meat in the tree. So I walked in there, and sure enough, some boys I was hunting with had 2 blue ticks, and their dogs up on the tree too. We got about 100 yards from this tree. Next thing, the dogs gone, split off, left. Made a big old circle around this 100-acre pine patch we was in, cut up into some short pines. These pines are about 30 foot tall. They went up in there and loaded up the tree again. So we walked up in there, and we're making our way. There wasn't no trail. It was real super thick, kind of hard to get in there. We get all the way to the tree this time. We're shying the trees. No, we don't see nothing. And the dogs are jumping around on their hind legs, walking around. And we're like, man, this coon is walking around in these trees. We got to find this thing, knock him out. Never could find coon, never could find the coon. Well, finally, I was ready to go truck. It's been a long night, and I was tired. So I hooked old Bo on lead. Well, had to use the bathroom to relieve myself. So I stepped to the side. Sitting over there, got Bo on the lead in one hand, taking care of business with the other. And next thing I know, right in front of me, something, I got my light turned off, pitch black, can't see nothing. Right in front of me, pow, something smacks the ground. Takes off. And I could see the the bushes kind of moved where it took off. And I thought, man, that coon just jumped out of the tree right here. Bo's lunging at him. He's ready to go. I mean, he's loaded up. I said, get him, Bo. Unhooked him, snapped him. Gone. Went down there in the bottom. Chop, chop. Had him. I said, let's go, boys. Let's get in there. Let's knock this coon out. We get there. Got about 100 yards. Bam, jumped out, gone again. 4 trees we walked to about 100 yards every time we go in there. Take off. So finally, dogs come run by. Caught the dogs. Let's go to the house. This coon right here is whipping our tails. So my grandpa at the time, he was my mentor. He's the one I talked to about stuff. Next day, on my lunch break, went by, knocked on the doors. Hey, Paul, got a question for you. Said, come on in. Sat down at the kitchen table. I said, Paul, told him the whole story. I said, what's going on? What's wrong with that dog? Why that coon? He said, I wasn't a coon. He said, I was a wildcat. They call him wildcat. It was a bobcat. What it was, Bo treated that thing first time. Went in there and treated second time. Well, third time when that bobcat jumped out in front of me and I sicked him on it because I thought it was a coon. From that time on, anytime I hunt in woods, Bo run the bobcat. And anytime I take him anywhere that had a bobcat, he would not run a coon, he would run a bobcat. So that's the story behind that one. I messed up. Even though he was running the bobcat, I made it worse. Oh, Deep Creek, good to see you, buddy. Katie Helms says, I got a dog that doesn't really throw or locate once they end the tracking tree. I guess there's no change in that. Just how he hunts. Yeah, but if you notice, there may be like there's probably going to be some kind of pattern. It could be a little yodel. It could be a skip in one of his barks right there toward the end. A lot of times it may just be very subtle. But the more you hunt the dog, you may pick up on some little something, that's not quite the way he normally barks, but it's always the way he does right before he trees. May not be a big locate, but, I had one dog one time that would just kind of have a little yodel to him right there at the end. And it was just kind of like a regular trailing bark with a yodel at the end, and he's getting ready to load up. Knock him out, John. Hey, Nick, just joined. How you doing? Michael Chase, what's going on, buddy? Hatmaker says, hey, Nick, sorry I'm late, but as a famous man on y'all said, if you're there before it's over, you're on time. Yeah, that's right. So, Nose of Ground said, Maggie treed on the 2nd of April in the yard at 8 a.m. in the morning while I was in Illinois. That's the way it goes, man. I had a Coons try to sneak up on Nick's there about a month ago or so. Billy says, Bo's the name of my 9-year-old Walker. Yeah, that dog actually, he treed coons there for a while. Then he got where he was slick treeing really bad. He got about 3 years old, slicking bad. I break him of it. So I actually ended up giving him back to the guy, my cousin I got him from, and he is like an #1 bear dog. Bo was the type of dog, not the coon that had any life in it. Bo come in there 100 mile an hour, slide in, grab that coon by the chest, and you'd hear crunch, and that was it. There wasn't no fighting the coon, nothing. There was killing coon, and that was it. He didn't back down from nothing. Well, give him back to my cousin. My cousin took him into Bear Woods, and it's the same way. When Bo was 4 years old, he drug a 220-pound bear down the side of a hill, got by the throat, and killed it. So, Bo's a tough dog. He's still out there kicking and killing bear now. Every now and then I can hear him barking. We called him Bo Barker. He's Bob Barker's brother, named Bo Barker, because he wouldn't ever shut up. Logan says, how much is your Dan's vest? The Dan's vest, I believe, are $35, Logan. They're on our website, nitelifekennel.com, man. We've got some, and you order them, we'll ship out to you. Born 100 years says, LOL, I never treat a bobcat at night, but I always heard they won't stay treated after dark. No, sure enough, my grandpa told me, he said, if you ever want to end that one bobcat, from running in there, he said, you need to walk in there with your light off and then throw your light up and knock him out. Never got the chance to do that. But, yeah. Mike Humphrey says, good evening, about time to hit the woods here in Missouri. Get after it, guys. Yeah, it's getting dark. Very dark. Carl says, do you start hounds on squirrels during the day and coons at night? No, I've never tried to do a multiple quarry dog. I had one walker one time that she started treating squirrels at night, actually. And if you guys don't know, you hunt long enough, you'll notice that actually squirrels do get out amongst the woods at night, especially during acorn season. It's not real common, but yes, they will get out, run around trees at night, and especially on the moonlit nights when they can see real good. But I had one that was got on squirrels real bad, and I had to break her up. Knocked a couple squirrels out during the daylight and shot her on them, and then I took her hunting at night, and she went back to treeing coons. Hatmaker says, I've been meaning to ask this for a while. If your walker breed was to be no longer, what breed would you switch to, or would you quit altogether? No, man, I ain't going to quit for sure. I'll tell you what I've kind of been having my eye on is the is it, I'm going to say this wrong, guys, Gagnon, or Gagson blue ticks. They're the old school looking blue ticks. A lot of deep, dark black blue to them and no tan at all. Like a lot of the blue ticks nowadays have tan on the head and the eyebrows, and these don't. I'd probably lean more that direction, honestly. And I've actually been thinking about breeding hide to a female. Gagson or Gagnon. Well, Gaston, that's it. Yeah, Big Country said it. Gaston blue tick. Been seriously considering breeding hide to one. Big Country, Bo Barker. Yeah, he was Bob Barker's brother. Ryan, do coons taste any good? If you cook them right, the best thing I find when it comes to cooking coons is you want to put them in a slow cooker for about 4 hours, low and slow. And about every hour, come in there and dip all the grease and stuff off the top and add a little bit of fresh water. And then that last 30, 45 minutes, put you in some potatoes, put you in, whatever vegetables you like, you make your stew out of it. If you don't want to do the vegetables thing, once you get on about that 4 hour mark, pull them out, take the meat off the bone, kind of shred it up like you would pulled pork. Makes awesome barbecue sandwiches. But one thing to avoid is in the rut time of the year, which is generally February-ish, depending on what part of the country you're in, the boars, they're no good. I mean, there's no sense in eating them. Deep Creek says he'll be back in 20 minutes. Yep, Big Country. Big Blue Dog says. Chris Anders is hitting the woods. Good night. Have fun, buddy. Tree one for me, man. Yeah, the Gaston Blues, they do have great voices, and they're cold-nosed dogs. So I was thinking if I mixed the cold-nosed dog with kind of a holler nose like a hide, might come out as a pretty good dog. Nose Ground says Maggie got after a squirrel one night. We was sitting there talking, taking a breather with the dogs, and a squirrel ran across the trail down there below Long Ridge. I know where it's at. Right before that field at the bottom, and she went back crazy. Yeah. That's saying, I mean, a lot of dogs even broke on stuff if they have game run by them. Like I've had dogs that were deer broke, wouldn't run deer, but deer jump off the bed right in front of them. They kind of, for 50 yards or so, kind of get after it. So, Grant Brown, good luck, buddy. Hatmaker, hunting and fishing, kill any big gobblers lately? Went this morning, heard one this evening, didn't hear nothing. Nah, man, I haven't even been. Supposed to go with my buddy Will there, opening day, and then we had bad weather, so we didn't get to go. I've been seeing a lot of them. I actually was going down the road the other day and went to price a job. Come around the corner of this little green field, and about 30 yards off the road, there was 6 gobbler longbeards, full strut, and about 8 hens. And they was out there pushing the hens around, working them over pretty good. Carl Winsky says, thanks so much for always doing the Q&A and answering questions. Yeah, man, that's what we're here for. Our YouTube channel is geared, we're doing the coon hunting videos for sure. We hadn't stopped doing those. I just kind of been taking a break from it because I got burnt out on hunting just a little bit. Just really having to travel so far is what I got burnt out on. Having to travel an hour and a half to go coon hunting. So I took a little bit of break. We're getting ready back in the woods though. But we'll still be filming hunts. But our main purpose of our coon hunting channel is really to educate. Our main priority is educate, entertain, and show you guys some meat. So the hunting part is the least of our priorities, but we definitely want to educate people, and we're not experts on anything, but we've done a few things that work for us, and by doing these live videos, we can give you our opinion, and then everybody's watching on here can chime in and give their opinion and let you know what they've experienced through their years coon hunting too. So that's what we're mainly about. We want to educate guys, help people out, and give people a resource where they can find that information to make themselves better houndsmen and their dogs better coon dogs. Born hungry is too late. Got to go. Keep up good work. Thank you, buddy. Big country. It's not far from you at all. You can meet a lot of Gascon breeders from all over. Yeah, I've actually talked to a breeder not far from me. I don't think they actually have any hunting stock. All their stock is just the bloodlines, or just the dogs. But Hatmaker says his brother missed Tom on Thursday. Man, I've been there. That's hard to deal with, especially if your buddy's watching. Nose Ground said, one night when we went back in January, Mags took a dump, and I warned him not to even 30 seconds before he did, and he went and sat down in it. Dylan went and sat down. That's terrible. Yeah, I've done that. Michael Chase says, don't forget to take that night sound system with you. Yeah, I need to. It's over in a box. I do want to, buddy. I forget about it, man. I do. I just forget. How many of you on here watching right now follow us on Facebook? Follow the Nightlife Kennel page on Facebook. I'd like to know. Sound off. There's 55 of you watching now. Let me know if you do follow. And if you don't, and you're on Facebook, go check us out. Search us out, Nightlife Kennel. We actually have a group where people can post stuff for sale, but we have a Nightlife Kennel page as well that we post little short videos, training tips, pictures of our hunts and stuff like that. And just interesting who actually follows us on there. I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway on there pretty soon. So if you're not already following me there, you got a little small giveaway. I haven't done one on the Facebook, so I'm going to do one. Marissa Whitmire says, how you doing, Marissa? Good to see you, by the way. I have a rescue blue tick, and he is so young still, and I want to know, how can I get him to like water? I got him in the river, and he can't swim at all. He hates water badly. Marissa, what I would do is suggest is taking him to small creeks first. Something small enough where you could step over. And just go there, take him for a walk somewhere around a small creek, and you just sit down and let him explore and let him play. Let him learn walking through them. I don't know how old your dog is. If you will, please comment how old your dog is. That might help me a little bit. But, yeah, take him around small creeks, give him you stuff like that, and so slowly progress your way up. That's what I do with all mine. If you roll back there to some of my videos back last spring of last year, 2018, I had my pups out. Me and my fiance Kate, we actually went and filled some feeders and took Hyde and Nick Swiss, took them down the creek and just let them play. And, you know, if you're scared of it, the smaller it is, start out the better, and then you work your way up to bigger and bigger creeks, and then eventually, you know, rivers and stuff. So, David Argo says, I follow all your stuff, man. Appreciate it. Ryan Graham says, I got a 6-month-old walker I rescued. She loves the woods during the day, but won't stray far from the truck at night. 6-month-old, though, man. That's really young. You'll get that a lot with that age dog. Just give her time, man. If you can know anybody that's got an experienced dog to hunt with, take her out with them. She sees them going off in the woods hunting, she'll probably want to start taking off with them. But be patient. It's going to take time. May not happen the first time you hunt with somebody else, and if you're hunting her by yourself, it may take her a while, but eventually she will go on her own. She's young. I always try to tell people like this. If you're thinking that dogs age 7 times faster than humans, a 1-year-old dog is 7 years old. So a 6-month-old is 3.5 years old. When you were 3.5 years old, what were you doing? You were not going out in the yard playing by yourself. You're probably scared of the dark. You're, you know, things like that. So you need to look at it like that. Your 6-month-old dog is still a toddler in age, I guess you could say. They get up around a year old, they're 7 years old, like a 7-year-old kid. They're going to go out and play in the yard a little bit. They're going to get scrapes and bumps. They're not going to be out there, leading the football team or anything like that. So that's the way I always look at it, guys. When you have a question about your dog, look at their age and compare that to what you would expect someone to be doing in their life at that age. A 2-year-old dog is 14 years old in human years. 14 years old, I was out there working, making a little bit of a living, but I wasn't responsible and I wasn't an adult yet either. So kind of look at it like that. Milk Can Shine says, hey, I recently started following you on Facebook. Good stuff. Appreciate it, man. Dustin Bradley, here you are, follows it all. Follow the family too. Cody's got a good point here. We actually have another YouTube channel called Nitelife Family. I've got some videos getting ready to go up on there. Basically, the Nitelife Family channel is just more of a personal type vlog for me and my fiance Kate. Just kind of following us through our day-to-day lives and when we go on dates and things we do. We're actually house shopping, getting that ball rolling pretty good right here recently. So, yeah, it's more of our day-to-day stuff, not so much coon hunting related. It's us building our family together. So if you haven't already, go look us up, Nitelife Family, on YouTube. Subscribe to that as well. We would appreciate it. Doug follows. Katie follows all. Nose of the Ground, curious how many subscribers we share. If you're subscribed to Nose of the Ground as well as me, sound off, let us know. Cody follows on Instagram. Appreciate it. BC Hunting. Mike Humphrey says, don't have Facebook. That's all right. That's what we're here for. I'll follow you. Alex follows. Will follows. Marissa, 8 months old. Yeah, Marissa, that makes a lot of sense. 8-month-old, you're going to have that. So give them time and just take them around the creek. It's okay. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't sit here and think that something's set in stone where they're always going to be scared of water. I mean, it could be that way, but 8 months old, when you were 3.5, 4 years old as a kid, where you were afraid of a lot of things too. So just expose them to that in a nice, calm way as you can. Go find you a little creek. It'll work. Hatmaker says, was the bobcat thing your worst experience, or do you have a worse one than that when you use coon hunting? As far as off game, yeah, that's the worst thing. I had a dog fall out of a tree one time. That was really bad. Actually, probably the most horrific thing I've had happen did not happen to my dogs, but I was hunting with a guy one night, and his dog struck a track, run it for a solid mile, come across a sod field, which is literally grass. There's nothing to it. It's where they grow sod, and the coon took off across through there and went for a major 2-lane road, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. There wasn't much traffic. The dog split and took off. We got in the truck, drove around. As soon as we pulled on the 2-lane road and turned, looking on the Garmin, here comes the dog. And we even had the little blinking light on him at the time. The Garmin, he had a collar on with that blinking lights. And hadn't been a car seen on the road. The dog jumped off the bank of the road. As soon as they did, over the hill, come a set of car lights. And we seen the dog disappear underneath the car. Rolled up there. The dog was still alive. Grabbed it, threw it in the cab of the truck, and I run like 90 mile an hour down through town, getting to emergency vet on the other side of town, and took the dog in there. I wasn't inside. I mean, I went in the vet office, but he went back there, and he said they tried to do CPR on the dog, and the dog passed away. So that was probably the most horrific thing. I hated it was his dog. Also, I was blessed it wasn't my dog, but I hate to see that happen to any dog, and that was probably the worst thing that's happened. Orion says, I can't get my black and tan to come to me when told to. You need to go out for a walk. Take your dog out for a walk, and you need a tracking system that has the tone feature, and you need some treats in your pocket. And basically, you want to go ahead and give your dog a treat before you take them before you let them loose. Tone them and give them a treat at the same time. You're letting them know that tone is a good thing and it's related to you. Let that dog go for a walk. Start toning the dog, and calling the dog to you. If you get the dog to come to you, give it a treat. Another thing you can do is also incorporate a check lead, is what we call it. It's like a 30-foot long leash. You can just have a long piece of rope with a carabiner on the end attached to them, so they can kind of get away from you. But when you tone, you can start working that leash back to you and get the dog back to you. Tone, pet them up, Give them a treat. Positive reinforcement, letting them know you're going to tone to broke your dog as well when you do this. You're going to teach your dog to, when you tone, to come back to you in case they're out of earshot from hearing you call them. And it's going to teach your dog to come back to you, and coming back to you is a good thing. And then after that, if you're ever training and working your dog, don't ever use that tone for a negative thing. If your dog slick trees or runs any bad game, never tone your dog. Tone is always to be associated with a good behavior in the dog and a positive reinforcement. That will help your dog. Nose of Ground says, you remember that night we got Mags out of the Narrows? My granny told me today that was her birthday, and it was the best birthday present she'd ever have. Yeah, that was a blessing. Mike Humphrey says, enjoy your Q&As, but got to get in the woods. Hope y'all have a wonderful evening. You too, buddy. Got 53 watching, 42 likes. If you will, reach up there and hit that thumbs up button. They say there's an X up in the corner of the screen. If you click on the X, then you can thumbs up and come back. Not sure if that's true. This is what I've been told. For Marissa, Hatmaker says, you can also buy a small plastic pool, like at the dollar store, and let them try that in the creek. That's good too. Robert, Jana Tackett, what's going on? Good to see you guys on here. Randy Hall says, hey, Nick, I can't believe you said that Hyde is ugly. Man, Hyde's the ugliest walker dog I ever owned, man. It never fails. If I have a walker dog I think's pretty, won't turn out to be worth a darn. If I got a dog that I think's kind of ugly, generally turns out to be a pretty good dog. So, which, hoping I'm going to break that curse, because I think Nick's is pretty. Mike Richardson, don't have Facebook, don't forget. If you got time, show. Yeah. Actually, my battery's dead on that, buddy. I will. I tell you what, Michael, I will make a quick tip video on how to do that, and I'll post that for you. So, look out in the next couple of days, Michael. I'll get that up. But, yeah, my tech is dead. I must have left it on. I got it to turn on, then it turned right off. Michael Chase Vaughn says, I'm subbed to both y'all, Nightlife and Nose of Ground. Cool, cool. Robert's got the dogs in the box, getting to go tree them up. Timber Hill says, Hyde is handsome. Y'all gonna give him the big ego. Floyd Smith, how do you heal snake bites? Man, I put Benadryl down the dog's throat to help with the swelling, and just keep it nice and clean, and you want it to be able to drain. That's about all we do, man. Hatmaker says, also forgot to say, you know, I have been looking for a coon pup, and I finally found a blue tick for $250. Awesome. I hope that thing works out for you, buddy. Really do. Billy Joe, what's going on, man? Join the party. Michael Richardson, you're welcome, buddy. Robert Jan Tackett, LL. That's my luck. That's why I've taught myself to pick out the ugliest one in the litter when I get one. Yeah, man. William Hubner says, you get any more hats and shirts? Yeah, we're actually going to be getting an order of shirts in for sure very soon. So, yeah, we're actually working on some new designs, some new, our official logo is what it is, but we're going to work on some new t-shirt designs, and Miss Nightlife is working on a Ladies of Nightlife apparel collection. So, she's, I'm letting her ramrod that deal because I don't know nothing about it. But, so we got some cool stuff coming out this summer. Good luck, Robert. Tree one, man. Doug Griffin, I might go try to tree a few. I got 4 to train, LOL. I think it quit raining finally. Man, get after it. Y'all have good luck. Robert says for the snake bites, give it Benadryl and put iodine on the bite. All right, guys, we are an hour and 3 minutes into this. If you have any more questions, this is the last call. Go ahead and post them up here, and we will answer what we can for you guys. So, hope everyone's liking these Monday night Q&As on our YouTube channel here. Hope this works out for everybody. I know we try to keep them off on Wednesdays, so that way you won't be getting in the way of church or anything. And then I don't want to do them on Fridays because we all need to be out there hunting the dogs on the weekends for sure. So, if you guys got any more questions, you want to know about any gear or anything else, let me know. Timmy Stubbs says, my comment. That's your comment right there, huh? Small Town Outdoors says, my buddy has a 1-year-old walker, will run a track all the way to the tree, but does not open his mouth the whole time. 1-year-old, man, that's still young. It could come on. Best thing to do is when you get around to the time of year where you start knocking coons out. I know you may be South Carolina from your picture there. You get into September, you knock coons out to that dog, he'll generally come on. If he won't really give a lot of mouth on the tree, even after you start knocking coons out, tie him back from the tree, knock coons out to the dogs that are treeing. It'll make him jealous, and it'll make him get to where he starts treeing to earn those coons. Michael Chase says he'd like to go hunting tonight, but I got school tomorrow. Man, you can hunt right up till 7 a.m. Come in, grab a fresh change of clothes, and go to class. Katie Helms says Miss Nightlife would like a white t-shirt with pink logo for the ladies. All right, I will be sure to pass that along to her. Ryan says, I really enjoyed the live Q&As. Ryan Graham says, makes sense. I've been coon hunting a little over a year now. Fell in love with it since day one. Channel helps me out a lot. It's been a learning process. Always train labs for duck hunting. Cool, man. I want to ask you guys, too, we are working on putting up a podcast. I've been doing this for a while now, and I've not gone public with it. I want to ask you guys, do you like the idea of a coon hunting podcast? I do know that another guy is doing one out now called the Houndsman XP. He just come out with it, and I'm really going to support that and push that as heavy as I can. But we're also wanting to do ours too. And basically what we're going to do, I'm currently recording this right now. We're recording the audio for these live Q&As, and we're going to be posting them up on the podcast. So basically a podcast it's kind of like a radio station that you listen to on your phone for some people who may or may not know, but you can replay, fast forward, rewind, all that you want. And that way, if you have any questions, instead of actually watching the whole YouTube live Q&A, you can go back and listen to them. And we're going to do some interviews with some people that I know that coon hunt and stuff like that, and do some old coon hunting stories and things. So if you guys think something like that would be fun to listen to, let me know. I'd like to know if it's worth doing or not. I've got a few of these recorded, and if so, I'm going to post them up and give you guys a link to them. Small Town says we just done that the other night with him, trying to make him jealous, but haven't had a chance to see if it's worked yet. You just done what? You better watch what you say, man. Don't be telling people if you're knocking coons out. Michael Chase says, I would till 7 a.m., but don't think mom and dad will like it. Probably not, and I don't want to get any nasty letters saying Nightlife Kennel told my youngin' to stay out in the woods all night. So, Alex says you need a shirt with Hyde's mug right on the front. Timmy Stubbs, my comment ain't showing up. Man, that's the only two I've seen from you, buddy. Apologize. I don't know what's going on with that. OMC says, hey man, got my game carrier and GPS collar slip on tag, stating felony for remove. Thanks, man. I appreciate your business, buddy. Ryan says, definitely do the podcast. I listen to it at work. Cool, man. Yeah, I listen to several podcasts while I'm running equipment stuff. I just thought it'd be something cool to do. Hatmaker says, what do you find interesting in hunt pups or inexperienced hounds? What do you mean, what do I find interesting? I like the process of watching a pup grow and learn. That is the most rewarding thing to me, to take a dog that knows nothing and to give them opportunity to develop themselves into a awesome hound is an amazing thing to watch and witness. James McKinley says, getting hot in Bama and poison ivy everywhere. Yeah, I ain't looking forward to the poison ivy. It's going to get up mid-80s here in Western North Carolina this week. Podcast will be awesome for the windshield time at work. All right, nose around. Good night, buddy. Timber Hill says, podcast sounds great. William Hubner says, have you ever been shot at while hunting and returned fire? Yes, I have. I think I actually talked about that on the last live video. I was hunting one night, treed on the side of a field, but I was actually about 10 yards in the wood line, and the field edge, there was a fence, and the guy, his house is probably 100 yards across the field, or more, probably, maybe 200. He shot at me from off his porch with a shotgun. And I was in the woods. I was on the property I was legally allowed to be on. And I could hear the pellets come through. It's like fall of the year when there's still leaves and they're turning. I could hear them come through the leaves, and I had a thick Carhartt jacket on, and I could feel the pellets bounce off my jacket. And I turned around, yelled at him. He yelled cussing at me, and he shot again. took my head down like that, I could feel the pellets hitting my shoulders, and I took my 22 and I returned fire, emptied one clip, and I reloaded, because I always carry 2 clips, and I reloaded the second clip, and I started to make my way around. I was going to flank him, and man shooting at me, I was going to shoot back. Law got called, and luckily the law said I was in self-defense. They wouldn't not going to press charges against me, especially I was not even on his land, and I did not press charges against him. Ryan Graham says it's going to be in the 90s down here in South Carolina. Yeah, man, that's tough. See, down there in the upstates where I got land to hunt, that's tough hunting in the 90s. Small town says no, just to hide ain't the best thing, but gotta work with what you got. I got you. Yeah. All right, last call. Any more questions? Or not, we're going to end the video here, guys. So, Jacob Smith, man, I appreciate it, buddy. And I appreciate everyone on here that watches these videos and gets involved with these Q&A. I hope this is entertaining for you guys. Hope it's educational. I hope you guys get something out of it. And as long as you guys are digging into it, we will continue to do it. And be looking up. Follow me on Facebook if you have Facebook, Nightlife Kennel. If you're on Instagram, follow me at Nightlife Kennel on there. Nightlife Kennel is what we are on everything. YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you follow me on any of those or on here even, I'll be posting up when we get that podcast up and running. Hopefully it should be in the next several days, we'll say. So Ryan Gramps has got a bunch of land to hunt. If you ever want to come in, Ryan, where are you, buddy? Like what part of South Carolina? Cody says, what type of bedding is in the doghouse? I run pine chips. Cedar chips is fine too, but my dog hide has allergies with cedar, so I run pine. That's primarily what I run, just for that reason. And I don't do straw because he gets like eye allergies and stuff with straw too. So I run pine chips year round. I've got a video up talking about winterizing your kennels. When it gets down to where it's in the teens, I go to Harbor Freight, and I get moving blankets and I put in there with them as well. And I get little doormats, the real thin floor mats, like for when you welcome mat. And I'll actually nail it up on the door of the kennel and put a slit in so the dogs can go in and out. It kind of helps block some of the wind. But to Tuberville, South Carolina, I don't know where that's at, man. I'll have to look into it. But yeah, I'd love to. Timmy Stubbs run some coon hunts. Got the dogs turned loose. Robert's in the woods, going to trim them up for us. All right, guys, we're going to call it a night. Been an hour and 11 minutes on here. Yeah. Timber Hill says, I got a video called Winterizing Kennels. Check it out. So, all right, guys, well, we're going to call it a night here and end the live video, but I do appreciate y'all very much. I hope you guys, Ryan says he's an hour from Myrtle Beach. Oh, well, that'd be cool. I never hunted that far down, so that'd be cool. All right, guys, well, we're going to end it here. We appreciate you and we love you. So I hope you guys have a good night. I hope you had a great Easter. And until next week, Monday at 8 p.m., we'll be on here doing another live video. And follow our other social medias. Be on the lookout. We will post that podcast up here very soon. So appreciate you guys. Love yous. Have a good night. True one for me.